All right, today we are diving into one of the most famous, most analyzed, and honestly most mysterious poems in the English language, Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Kubla Khan. But we're not just going to read it, we're going to step inside it. Because this isn't just a poem, it's a dream, a vision, and what's left of a lost masterpiece. So let's explore this strange and beautiful world together.
And right from the get-go, before we even get to the first line, Coleridge gives us the key. This subtitle is everything. It's telling us exactly how to approach this. Don't expect a neat, tidy story. We're about to enter a dream, and what we're about to read is just a piece, a fragment, of something much, much bigger that's been lost forever. Keeping that in mind is absolutely essential to understanding all the wildness that's about to unfold.
Okay, so let's get into how this amazing fragment even came to be, because the story behind the poem is almost as legendary as the poem itself. So the legend goes like this. Coleridge is unwell, he's taken some opium for his illness, and he's reading this old, kind of obscure travel book. He drifts off to sleep and has this incredibly intense, vivid dream where he composes, in his mind, 200 to 300 lines of poetry. It's all there, perfect. He wakes up, grabs a pen, and starts writing it all down like mad. But then, a knock at the door. He's interrupted by this visitor, the now infamous person from Porlock. An hour later, the visitor leaves, Coleridge goes back to his desk, and the vision, it's gone, vanished. All that's left are these 54 lines, this one incredible fragment of a lost epic.
The poem opens with a real historical figure, Kubla Khan, the powerful 13th century ruler of the Mongol Empire. And right away, he orders the construction of this grand, exotic, stately pleasure dome. I mean, it sounds amazing, right? Totally idyllic. But as we're about to see, Coleridge's vision of pleasure is, well, it's a lot more complicated than that. So you hear pleasure dome, and you think of calm, serene beauty. But that's not what Coleridge is interested in. Right away, he starts building these deep, unsettling contradictions. The whole point of the poem, really, is that true beauty, true pleasure, doesn't come from just peace and quiet. It comes from the clash of powerful, opposing forces. And you can see this tension so clearly here. The speaker gives a quick nod to the garden's bright and the sunny spots, but then he immediately dives headfirst into the chaos. He describes this savage place, this deep, romantic chasm that's haunted by a woman wailing for her demon lover. A river explodes from it and plunges into these vast, dark caverns. And from those caverns, you can hear ancestral voices prophesying war. The poem spends way more time on the terrifying and violent parts of the landscape than it does on the peaceful ones.
In this line right here, this is the whole thing in a nutshell. The miracle of Khan's palace isn't that it's just sunny and pleasant. The miracle is that it's both. It's a sunny pleasure dome that contains caves of ice. The true source of pleasure, the real miracle, is this impossible fusion of opposites. It's the harmony that's born from conflict.
Now let's go a little deeper, because this landscape isn't just a physical place in some far-off land. It's an intricate map of the human mind, and a powerful allegory for the entire creative process.
Our guide on this journey is the river Alph. Now, Coleridge just made that name up, but it's no accident that it sounds a lot like alpha, the first letter of the Greek alphabet, the beginning. I am the alpha and the omega. He's tapping into this idea that the river isn't just water, it's the symbolic flow of divine creative energy right from the source.
The path the river takes basically maps the journey of an idea. It starts out in the ordered gardens. That's our rational, conscious mind trying to keep things neat and tidy. But then it plunges into that chaotic chasm where a violent fountain erupts. That's the flashpoint, the collision between the rational and the irrational, where real passionate creativity is born. And where does it all end up? It sinks into a sunless sea, the vast, unknowable, immeasurable realm of the subconscious.
And just listen to this incredible personification. The earth itself is breathing in fast, thick pants, like it's exhausted or in the throes of passion. This shows us that creativity isn't some gentle, delicate thing. It's a violent, powerful, almost biological eruption. It's this explosive energy that true creation demands. So Kubla Khan, this mighty emperor, he managed to harness all this conflicting energy. He built his masterpiece right on top of it. But now, the poem makes this sharp, sudden turn. The focus shifts from Khan's immense power to the speaker's own creative struggle. Okay, the emperor could do it, but can the artist? And this is where the poem just slams on the brakes and becomes incredibly personal.
After building this amazing vision of creative power, the speaker suddenly confronts the heartbreaking reality of his own limits. He remembers this vision he once had of an Abyssinian maid singing and playing a dulcimer. This memory, this song, represents a moment of pure, perfect inspiration. It's the raw material he needs to create. But it's just a memory. He can't quite grasp it. The song has faded. He's lost the key.
And here it is, the heart of his frustration. He says, if he could just revive that music inside himself, he would build the pleasure dome not on the ground like Khan, but in air. The dome is now the ultimate symbol of artistic creation. But notice how it starts. Could I? It's a condition, a wish, and it tells us he can't do it. The inspiration is gone, and that dome remains agonizingly out of his reach.
So he can't do it. But the poem doesn't end in defeat. Instead, the speaker starts to fantasize. He imagines what would happen if he could get that divine inspiration back, if he could build his dome of air.
Now this is what's so fascinating. What's the reaction he imagines? You'd think people would applaud, right? But no, they would be terrified. They would shout, "Beware! Beware!" This isn't just gentle admiration for a nice piece of art. This is holy dread. The act of pure, unadulterated creation in this vision isn't just beautiful, it's profoundly frightening.
And the divinely inspired artist himself? He's not some calm, thoughtful figure. He's transformed into this wild, manic presence. His eyes are flashing, his hair is floating. He's become something more than human, something untamable, almost possessed by the creative force flowing through him.
And here's why everyone is so scared. In this fantasy, the poet has been nourished by supernatural food. Honeydew is often linked to the manna from heaven in the Bible, and the milk of paradise, well, that's a divine substance. He has literally tasted the food of the gods, and that act sets him completely apart from ordinary people. It makes him a vessel for a power that is awesome, yes, but also alien and incredibly dangerous. And so the poem leaves us right here, hanging on this final, haunting question. It presents creativity not as some simple skill you can learn, but as this dangerous, divine force. It's a power that can build miraculous domes of pleasure, sure, but it can also transform the artist into a figure of terror. Is the truly inspired creator a blessed visionary? Or have they touched a power so profound that it borders on madness? That is the unresolved tension at the very heart of this unforgettable, brilliant fragment.